Okay, so a new season of Cobra Kai has come out, and where I stand with Cobra Kai, I absolutely love the show. I think like everyone else, we were all skeptical about the show even starting. Just the idea of decades later, they're going to continue on the Karate Kid saga, and really, it didn't really need to be a franchise. I think after the first one, it was really rinse and repeat. So once we heard there's going to be a TV show about it, and it's going to go to like YouTube, of all streaming services, YouTube, I think everybody had their doubts, and then the first season came out, and I think it really shut us all up. Yeah, I love this show. This is a great show. Alright, so yes, the release of Cobra Kai Season 5 came out yesterday, and it was on Netflix. You know, thank God for Netflix, because I think after the first 2 seasons on YouTube, it didn't really show any sign that it was going to keep going until Netflix bought it out because they saw something in it. Thank you, Netflix. But Season 5 really picks up, I think, like a couple of weeks right after Season 4, and Cobra Kai is dominating. Johnny and Daniel, they have lost. Damn. Do I sound sick? I mean, I've been sick for a while, but I sound sick. Either way, Johnny and Danny, they lost. So now Terry, who is just a phenomenal villain. I mean, he's just a great antagonist for these characters, but Terry Silver, he is back, and he is really just taken over. He really wants to expand Cobra Kai and turn it into this almost futuristic, just state-of-the-art martial arts, pretty much, academy. That's just really what he's turning it into, just this entire lifestyle of Cobra Kai. And of course, you have Daniel and Johnny, who really know who Johnny Silver really is, and the fact that he's really just playing everybody, you know, on camera. He's just trying to be this really nice, friendly guy, trying to expand Cobra Kai. And Johnny and Danny, they don't want Cobra Kai to expand at all, so they're trying to take him down. Now, Season 5, I would say, I do believe the first 2 to 3 episodes were a bit rocky. They really tried to focus on where Season 4 left off, but it seemed like, I don't know if they were the same writers, but it seems like the people who were in charge of Season 5 did not like the way Season 4 ended with, you know, especially the character Miguel, and they kind of wanted to get rid of his storyline about him meeting his father right away. They just wanted to get rid of it, and those first 2 episodes, it just seemed so out of place. It seemed like almost like filler episodes about trying to find Miguel in Mexico and bring him home. And really, I think within those first 2 episodes, I was thinking, like, I don't know where this is really going, and it seems like they're about to completely cut off the whole storyline about his dad, and what was the point of that? And of course, it's really just to make Johnny look more of like a father figure. You know, I think like parenthood, you know, it's always been a big theme in the entire show and in the entire franchise entirely. But yeah, so I think that's really what they were going for, but at the same time, I think they dug themselves in a hole in Season 4 about him trying to find his father. From the start, I thought that was a bit ridiculous, but whatever. And yeah, so the first couple of episodes were a bit rocky, and you really didn't get to see any of the students themselves, like Hawk and Dimitri, especially Dimitri. Like, you could pretty much kiss him goodbye, or any of his storylines. Like, the kids, the students in this season, they take a huge backseat compared to Daniel, Johnny, and Terry Silver. This season is really for them. And Chosen comes back, and which I'm glad. I love Chosen. I think he's hilarious. He's a great character, a great addition. I'm glad we got to see him, I think, what was it, Season 3 for a little bit, and now he's here for the entire season, and he gets a huge spotlight, and a lot of centered around him in this season. So I'm happy we got that, but I wish there was just a better balance between him and the rest of the students and, you know, the teens in this show. Even though some of them, acting wise, you know, I'm not an actor, so I can't really say anything, but acting wise, some of their scenes aren't as impactful as they should be, simply because of the acting that's in there. But also, there was a lot of like voice that was added on, you know, post-production. And you can tell, like, some of the times you look at what's his name, Robbie Keane. His lips. There was so many scenes where I saw that his lips were not moving, and you just see like the back of his head. You can see his cheek, no lips were moving, and he was talking. You know, I just think, you know, with something like this, again, the first couple of episodes, I don't know where the production went. It looked cheap, even the lighting, the color. There was something off about it, and I was thinking, like, this is Season 5 of a huge show, and that's producing like a lot of income for Netflix, and it looks pretty cheap. It doesn't look like it's coming out of Netflix. Netflix has produced better stuff. So the first couple of episodes, I was thinking, man, did they lose their touch? I really hope they didn't lose their touch. I really hope, they get back on track. And thankfully, I would say that the second half of the season is extremely entertaining and very fun, and it goes all out. This season is very dark. It's very mature, and I would say it's not as funny as the rest of the seasons, but that's because it sacrifices the comedy for some really dark themes and some really messed up stuff, especially with Terry Silver. Terry Silver, from start to finish, this guy is a menace. He is here to just use his brains instead of his hands to really just ruin the life of Daniel LaRusso. He really ruins his life this season, and not much on Johnny Lawrence, but it still plays an impact on his life. But he is really here just to mess up the kid's life. In a way, he's the hero of his own story, which is good. That makes him a good character. But you can tell he's messing up his student's life as well. And Daniel is not having it. He can't take it. And you can see Terry Silver, without really doing anything physical to him, he is messing up Daniel's life. And I had a blast watching that. Just a really good time just seeing him get inside Daniel's head and really mess with him, like mentally, emotionally, and sometimes physically. But really, that's really what we got. And like I was saying with the students, Miguel, he's fine. I really enjoyed him the first couple seasons, but now it's really just him and Sam and the relationship they have. It's fine. I feel like they break up, they get back together, to break up. It's whatever. Robbie Keane, he didn't really have anything to do. He really hasn't had anything to do, in my opinion, since like season 2. So there's that. Hawk, who is one of my favorite characters, really is just there for a couple of action scenes. He gets no character development. He gets one really good joke, in my opinion, that really got me laughing really hard about, it had something to do with, what was it, like a squid or an octopus, and just something about tentacles. If you know what I'm talking about, that scene, it caught me off guard, and I thought it was really hilarious. Dimitri, again, nothing. A lot of the characters, a lot of the actors, the students, they're not there for most of the season up until probably the last couple of episodes. And it's really sad because you really get to see them work together. From season 1 to season 4, you get to see them work together on screen. And here, there's so many characters that are missing in very important scenes where you think, okay, they would have the whole crew, Miyagi, Do, Eagle Fang, everybody should be there. And there's some actors that are just missing. They're just not there. They don't even explain where they're at. I mean, you can easily just assume, oh, they're in school, they're doing this. I mean, well, it's summer, no. So they're probably like a part-time job, whatever. But it just seems like they couldn't really find the schedule to fit all the actors at once, except for like 2 scenes where they had everybody together at once. But really one scene, I think from what I remember, where they had, all the students and the adults together at once. And besides that, yeah, the other scene, I think it was just all the students together at once. And that's, I don't know, I don't think that's as fun, as entertaining as it would be like as it has been the past couple of seasons with all the other characters when they were together. And I just seeing them all interact together, so much more fun than having just these weird like moments where some of the actors, like, where are they? Like, these people, they eat, sleep, breathe karate, and on these very important moments, where these tournaments that you get during the season, they're not there. It's like this is important to them. They should be there, and it just seemed like it was just more scheduling conflict where they couldn't just fit all the actors in one room at one time, so they just had to compromise and just deal with some actors just being pulled out. But besides that, yeah, I would say the second half is much better than the first half. The first half, I think the first 2 to 3 episodes really were not getting it for me. They didn't really grab me in any way. They seemed a bit cheap. I was getting worried that they were losing their touch, but I'm very thankful that everything picked up the last half of the season, and we really got some really bloody fight scenes. Not too bloody, but bloody for Cobra Kai. Pretty intense stuff that I didn't think they were going to go that far. And now that they've gone that far, I'm actually, some characters you get a little worried about, like, holy crap, are they, Cobra Kai has always been about, kicking someone's ass and, just making them bow down to you or whatever. But now there's actually real threats of possible just murder and death. And it could come off a bit like, okay, a bit dramatic for just Cobra Kai wanting to be, just companies, really battling other companies, just dojos fighting other dojos. It seems a bit childish to put murder in there, but it really seemed that they were kind of just pushing that line, be like, maybe we can get away with murder. Maybe we can make this whole fight as serious as just, well, more serious than just a simple competition. And yeah, it seemed like that's in a way they were going. They were kind of just testing the waters this season. So next season it could be a bit more dangerous and really just entertaining. And I gotta say, the standouts there, Chosen, I had a blast. Just that guy's hilarious. Okay, it's really just, it's so fascinating how much honor, how much respect he has for Daniel LaRusso, and he's really just a great character. He's got so much heart. I love seeing Chosen. I'm so glad they brought him. I hope they keep him, and I know he's probably going to go back home, but hopefully next season we also get him as well. You know, they brought back some actors from other previous movies, as they always do pretty much every season, and really it's almost like they're running out of characters to pick from like the previous Karate Kid movies. Who knows, maybe next we'll get Jaden Smith, or the next Karate Kid, I forgot who it was. But yeah, I think this season, rocky start, but overall still great, still entertaining, very much enjoyable. I would say where it left off enough to like give us, the audience, an idea of where they might be headed. But when you really stop to think about it, you kind of just think like, what more is left? What more can happen? The way this this season wrapped, it wrapped up in a pretty nice bow, and it kind of like, after that, it just left this quick little cliffhanger that just opened a door for, you know, some more trouble, some more problems. But really, how much can this character do in the position that he's in right now to affect all these other characters that, in a way, all their problems have been solved? Not completely, you know, there's still a few things that they can tweak, but to make a whole season out of it, it seems like it was more open than the previous seasons to who knows where they can go. But I'm really hoping they're just not trying to stretch it out. Like, season 4, in my opinion, probably could have ended on season 4. Well, not the way it ended, because, you know, obviously the whole cheating thing. But season 5, in my opinion, also had the ability to end. But of course, you know, I hope they're not trying to milk it and just trying to make more seasons. But season 6 really leaves it open to who knows where they will go. But besides that, yeah, I really enjoyed Terry Silver, an amazing character. I hope we get to see more of him. Chosen, I hope we get to see more of him. Johnny, as always, is hilarious. I mean, William Zabka, he just perfect comedian timing. And yeah, the guy's hilarious. Daniel LaRusso, Ralph Macchio. I mean, he's the Karate Kid. Of course, I'm always gonna love to see him. The kids, it's a huge backseat. If you're here for the kids, you're not gonna get much of them. Not at least up until the end, and you're not really gonna get any character development out of them. This season was not for them. But besides that, if it was balanced much better, then yeah, the season will be much better. But that's really my biggest problem. And to be honest, I never really cared too much for the students in the first place as much as I did for the adults. So it didn't really bother me as much that the adults got more screen time this season. So yeah, I really enjoyed this season. It was a great season. I binged it. It's so easy to binge. I don't know why. Out of pretty much every show, including Daredevil, this is just so easy. I mean, I'm sure it's because it's less episodes and really just, yeah, a less runtime per episode, that I can say this is just such an easy show to binge all at once. I can sit down and watch this show completely, or, you know, the season, just all in one sitting. Very easy to sit through, very enjoyable, very funny. Well, not as funny as the previous seasons, but the show in general, very funny. Just entertaining, a lot of heart. People love, you know, you can tell the people making this show have so much love and respect for the Karate Kid saga, and I love seeing that. This is still a great show. This season is still really enjoyable. I know I said first couple episodes were a bit rocky, but I still love this show, and I really enjoyed this season. And as always, thanks for watching.